Hello everyone, this is Fallen Dice, and welcome back to my Survivor's Guide to Ravenhearst playthrough. So at the end of our last episode, we got our first stations put together. And I'm actually getting to quite a few of them kind of built up, so at some point I may decide to drop down a land claim to pick them up. But for the most part, these are your basic, easy to make. I can still make one of these. I left myself a pot. And you don't need it inside because you use the pot to make it. You don't actually have to put in another one, which is kind of cool. So I get these last couple bowls of water cooking. We also got our drying rack done. We got our leather for the bellows. I went ahead and I made the bacon. Where's that? The bacon? I'm sorry, the sliced meat. The cool thing about this is it takes one animal meat will give you two sliced meats. And from here, I hate when I do that. I guess I didn't get sick. So we can do like bacon, cheeseburgers, grilled steaks, sliced meats. These are the good ones though. We have our breakfast meal, which is basically your old bacon and eggs kind of recipe, meat and eggs. And we also have our dinner meal. And this is just the old meat stew. So it's your meat, potato, corn. No longer requires water, which is nice, but it takes that dinner plate. And this actually will give you some really good wellness. So that's what we're going to be shooting for. But for now, that's not really going to help us much. If we come over here, what can I make in here? So I can do the grilled steak with that. Four of those will give me one. Actually, no, I can't. All I can make right now is bacon. I don't remember that being very good. I think maybe... I might want to go with the boiled meat next time. Just your normal one. It doesn't give you much in the area of wellness, but it definitely is going to cook. So right now, I think the only thing I can really make is going to be bacon. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that started. I'm going to have to be on the lookout for animals, though. That way I'm going to be able to eat a little bit better. I'll put that extra one away. And the important thing, though, getting on that food topic there, is I now have 23 forged iron, which means I can now make my ammunition table. So that was 20 forged iron. I still need 5 mechanical parts. I did wrench a drawing a blank there, the air conditioning thing. I wrenched one of those, so I got 7. So I now have everything to make. Throw the extra stuff back in. Actually, I'm going to keep you in my hotbar so that I can repair this when the need comes. Oh, there we go. Where's my ammunition? I think it's down here. Yep. So what that means is I'm going to be able to make iron crossbow bolts. I still need to make a few more sticks. Let's see, get a few of those. I could make them all at once, but they take a bit of time to scrap if you do a lot of them, so we're just going to split them up that way. But we can at least get this started. Alright, let's pop that bad boy down. You're too high, which means I think I'll stick you right here. Alright, so where's our bolt? Alrighty. Ooh, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to need to get the ammunition. So what do I have left for skills? Forget about that. I have 26, so I actually should be able to. I did level up again. So let's see. Ammo crafting requires ammo class 1 and player level 5, which... Ammo class 1. Let's go ahead and pick that up. That's a book. I thought we were supposed to get past this. This is a... Let me see what happens when I get to 5, but I thought that we took the ammo requirement away from crafting the these, because I didn't pick a weapon class, so I shouldn't have to have that to be able to craft the arrowheads. Or I mean the crossbow bolts. Alright, let me take a break. I'm going to look at this real fast, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I know we had fixed around it. We'd made the changes while we were already playing, so I'd gotten past this. So it's actually arrow crafting. There it is right there. Iron arrow, iron crossbow. And that just requires 10 archery and bows class 1, which I have. So I can now make the iron crossbow bolts. Yeah, because when we first came out with the Ravenhearst mod, you had to have the ammo skill to make the bolts. And ammo is more of a gun skill, and yeah, it just didn't fit. So I know that Jax had definitely made that change, so we're good there. So iron crossbow bolts, I can now make those. So there's 79. So we'll let those cook up. This is going to help me in some looting, because I am going to loot again today, and I think maybe after this we're going to have to try and find where we're going to actually set up our base. I need to find a desert. So this is all I've got so far. Plains, the forest, and then we got the winter. So I may have to do a little exploring off camera to find our next area. But before that, I do want to do a little more exploring. Actually, let's get our food over here. What does that give us? Oh, that's garbage. Alright, so for now, until I can make the better stuff, I need to just leave meat the way I get it. I don't even know if I want to do that. Food is going to be a little bit of an issue for me right now until I can pick that up. So I'm going to bring that with me for now. And let's hope we get some food in our looting, which would be nice. Alright. So what do I want to loot here? There was some really nice areas, but I still want to do a little bit more looting in the residential. I'm not too hurting on the twine, but I could use some a little bit more food, and I do want to loot this. This is another one of the newer ones. So I want to loot this one, and I do want to look around to see if there's any other cool new ones, because there definitely is some stuff that I haven't seen yet. Jax kept adding in stuff over time, and since I haven't been doing a lot of exploring on the current map, there's definitely some stuff I've missed. So I want to see as much of that as I can. So I'm going to let's head up in here. We'll do this one real quick, and then I'm going to do a bit more looting off camera. And then, like I said, then we're going to try and find ourselves our... Oh, yep, this is a good one. Alright, so if you haven't seen this one yet, let me make some ladders for it. There's a little trick in this one. This is a good one to find. Get our ladders put together. So this little flat area up here actually is hiding some chests. And if you're lucky enough, you can get a very nice beginning level weapon, or tool I should say. Now that we woke up the residents. Oh, come on. I really would like to get that axe. Nope. Okay, well, you don't always get lucky, but they have the Tasha's axe in there sometimes, which is a really, really good beginning level weapon. Or not weapon, but tool, as far as for stone and stuff. Here. We got 2 of them. So I've kind of gotten to the using my crossbow now that I'm actually past that beginning stage. It doesn't make any sense to like hold off on them. I'd rather use the weapon I get to make quick kills and progress in the mod. There's not anything out here. So I tend to, when I'm looting, I like to go through a POI and kill any of these zombies inside. Once everything's dead, then I go back and loot. It just kind of makes for a I almost say a safer, because I can't tell you how many times interrupted in the middle of looting by some spawning. And the thing too is, if you don't kill all the zombies inside a POI, sometimes they will start to respawn on you while you're kind of in it. So it's best to get in there, get them all killed, and that way you're kind of safe for exploring and looting. Alright, oops, I thought I looted that. Ooh, cucumber seeds. That'll come in handy at some point. Now it's just a quick looting game. Well, quick being the the inaccurate word of this. Like I said, at some point I will be going through and I will pick up the quicker looting perks. They do come in handy. And I've thought that sometimes maybe if it wouldn't be a bad idea to do it early game. Oops, we already got another one in there I didn't see in the first place. But there's a lot of other things that I think are more important. So that. Loot all your bookshelves. Yeah, don't leave anything. Like, I've seen some people when they go into houses and they're very specific on what types of stuff they want to loot, and they leave a lot of good loot behind. In this mod, everything needs to be looted. Except for that right now. I will come back for that later. I don't want to sit here forever beating on that thing trying to get open. Plus, by the time I do have better weapons, I should also have some better scavenging as well. Hopefully get something better out of it. Alright, come on, we want some food. Food would be very nice. Water's not too bad, but I've already got plenty of water. What I normally do when it comes to looting, because the water, the murky water and the bottles kind of take a lot of space. If I'm in an area, nice, I didn't have one of those. If I'm in an area that has a lot of water, I will only carry the murky water. So if I'm getting overloaded, I'll just dump it and come back later. But I tend to try and keep going back and filling up the bottles, so I'm only carrying the one. Because even with the extra storage space, you'll find that over time, you still just get overloaded. And this mod has so much to loot, so much fun stuff that you're always going to be trying to figure out what to drop and what to leave behind. So it's not a bad idea to try and do things like that, where if you have a single item or two items you can combine to one, to do that to make up space. Alright, there we go, more twine. I'm never going to say no to twine. Though I haven't found the cans of food I was hoping for. I really was hoping to find some more canned food. I may take another quick trip over to the trader here off camera as well, see if I can pick up some more food. I know at the worst case I can use the vending machine to get some. But I'm also going to start, like when I was at the beginning of the game, I pretty much ran past a lot of things. This time, any animals I see, I'm now going to be trying to kill, make sure I'm picking that up, because that is important at this point of the game. As you can see, I have one house and I've already got 3 or 6 more twine. So again, twine, it's there. You just have to put in the time to find it, but you will definitely get as much as you could ever possibly need. Unless you're one of those kind of that want to constantly build a new tool instead of just upgrading what you have. Let me make one more ladder. Normally I like to conserve, and I'll just dig through those, but I'd rather kind of move along this time since I'm recording and want to keep the videos as short as possible, although they haven't been short so far, but we'll see. As I get into a groove, I think things will start getting a little bit better. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of looting episodes. They're pretty much the same thing at this point now. Eventually later on I'll get to where maybe I'll just pop in when I find something good. If you ever come up in here, I know some people don't like to destroy loot containers, but understand there's a nice box underneath there that's definitely worth it. So, alright, so we ended up getting 7 twine in this POI, which was nice. I can also get some more leather here. Leather, it really isn't that big of an issue, especially if you get yourself in town. There's so many leather things, and if you go into like some of the different towers, there's all the different work chairs and stuff. So as long as you keep looting that, you're good. And if you get to the point where you're not hurting for leather, it's not a bad thing to sell to the trader. So it's another good thing to think about. So, alright, I think I'm going to go and I'm going to loot this thing up here and kill a few zombies, and then I'll be back and we'll show you kind of what we end up with after this loot run. Alright, I just finished the pagoda there. So I actually ran out of crossbow bolts, so I am definitely going to have to go hunting for nests. because I only had about 150, so I definitely need more. But I've been going through. I've leveled up to 5, and actually I'm almost to 6 already, just from the looting in there. I did find a single looting book, which I took right after I leveled my, or scavenging book, right after I leveled my scavenging up normally. So it's up to 21 now. And I don't know if, I think that might give me the next quality Joe. Yep. So we'll take that, because that's going to definitely come in handy. Let's see if I can find a couple more nests here before we head in. But yeah, when this pops up, I'll show you real fast. We did pretty good in there. Found even a few more twine, so everything in my inventory right now, as far as twine-wise, 13. That was out of 2 POIs. That was out of a house POI and the pagoda. Farmer again. I always rock at the farmers, just hoping they have some seeds. At least until well, even if you have the farmer class, because you can't find a lot of the plants out in the open, so you only get them by killing the farmers. Nothing very good. I really need to get some more arrows going, or bolts, I should say. Ooh, we got a chicken too. Or is that a rabbit? No, it's a rabbit. I thought I said a chicken. Maybe not. Alright, so I'm going to run around here a little bit real fast. I want to see. I got a little bit of space here. Anything else nice? I found some weapon parts, a few more cooking pots, a little bit of clothes. Found some decent stuff in there, so not too bad. Some of it's worth a little bit at the trader, so when I do make that trader run, hopefully I can get something nice. I think I'm probably going to wait until it switches over to the new inventory so we can see what else we might be able to get out of him. That might be all I'm seeing for nests in this general area. How many did I pick up? 92. Actually, that's not bad. Actually, no, that's how much I have left because I don't think I put them back in my inventory afterwards. Well, I'm going to get a few more, and I will be right back. Alright, so we're back over there. I did also loot these nice boots while I was out there, so we're definitely going to swap that out. I did find some little bit more food. I actually jumped on the roof and got a few cans, so that's actually going to come in handy. We'll see what all I have once I'm done sorting these out. And it's about 18:30 right now, so I'm probably going to end up going out and looting a couple more houses overnight, just since it's a good time for that. We're going to scrap. And then got a little bit more water as well. So not too bad, not too shabby of a loot. Again, I only got two full buildings. I did a roof, got a couple more things, but oh yeah, I got the blood draw kit. Careful with these though. If you use it, I think 3 times, it'll kill you. Like you have to just use them not when you need them. You can't do like in the vanilla where you just keep using one and then heal yourself, because it gives you thin blood. So you have to get a lot of time between uses. So it's something that you over time build up, not something you're going to do quick. So anyways, let me sort this all out and I'll be back in a short sec. Alright, so quick before I head back out there, we're actually doing pretty good. I've gotten 164 iron crossbow bolts. I ended up making a bunch more of the iron arrowheads. You can also make those inside the standard forge. So I made quite a few of those. I am crafting currently 75 iron arrows, which I can use with my iron bow, which is the next quest in here. I'm going to need more. I also have some reinforced ones. I can use those, and then a few more. I did cook a little bit of ramen, some food, but big thing is I have done some levels, which means I can level my primitive, and I can also do my scrap. So that means I'm going to get a better axe, which is good. But I also have a few more points. So let's take a look at this again and see what we're interested in. I will eventually need that, but I don't care about those. I think I'm going to keep slowly doing that, so when I get to the things I need, I don't have to put a bunch of points into it. I'm not really crafting armor yet. No. This is just for your concrete, things like that. Eventually I will to help do it faster, but not important now. Traps. I am going to need traps because I need to be able to make the wood. So I'm going to pick that up right now because I am going to need that when we do go to start our base. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time spending on these early game. I know a lot of people do, but 10 points. Although, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take it. I struggle with that one, but I'm going to take it now just because with the iron arrowheads, or iron crossbow bolts, and this, I might be able to one-shot a lot of the sleepers now and less when I'm fighting the zombies out there. So that'll help me out. Yeah, let's just make sure none of the other things that I can pick up are available. Not here. Bacon and eggs. Yeah, I need to start putting points into there, so I am going to take... Oops, I can't do both, obviously. I'll take one. I think I need cooking 2 for the next one, so... Yeah, cooking's important. So with my next one, I'm going to pick that up. Then I can make bacon and eggs. Then the meat's actually going to be a little more effective. And some of my food issues will start to be kind of taken care of. Alright, we're almost done with this. Like I said, it's now 2300. So I'm going to wait for the rest of this to be crafted. I'm going to go out and loot at least 1 or 2 more till it's morning. And then I think we'll do maybe a quick trader run, and then it's time to start prepping for the horde. So I'm going to go and find my desert, and then we'll get started on that. So I will see you once it's daylight again. Okay, what I was telling you before. I want to just run away, but I have decent, or not decent, but I have better equipment now. I do have iron bolts, so we're gonna go after them. And ooh, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. And that's why we don't go after him. I thought I had enough space between me and him. Yeah, I have no armor, and my armor skill is 0. I thought I was far enough away that he wasn't going to be able to reach me. He's got quite the range there. But again, that's kind of going against my own thing. I normally don't touch those at all early on, even with the better ammo. But anyway, death number 1. Alright, so let's try this again. I thought I was recording, but I actually wasn't. So the academy here is a really good place to go. It's got these lockers, a lot of them, both on this floor, in the back, and upstairs. And the lockers in this mod actually tend to have quite a few of the books and schematics, which I guess makes sense. It's a school, so people would put their books in there. I just got done scrapping a bunch of them after I had kind of went through. I found one with the painting ones, and then some of the other basic stuff, what I left off with, and that gave me 38 knowledge points just off the ones I scrapped. I don't want to do the mining tools or scavenging or construction because these are all very important. Archery I seem to be leveling up pretty good myself, so I am going to go ahead and do that. So there's another 7, so I mean just right there, 45 knowledge points, other 175 I need for my next class. So once I get a crack-a-book and maybe a couple other things, and I was looking at this looks like this could be actually, I've never seen this POI before, and it looks like it might have some really good loot in there because it looks like it's apartments. So should have, if I were to go in there, it would have quite a bit of the different items. So I may hit that one up later, but right now this is all the stuff I got from this loot right here. So I need to get it back to my base, and then we're gonna go and see if we can't find that desert, which I think, let me see, is that where I came from? No, it isn't. That might be right out there. I might actually be pretty close to one, which would be awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up, put all my stuff away, and then I will be back once we've reached the desert and I'm ready to start working on my first horde base. And it does look like we did find our desert. Where's this? And I think if I'm lucky, one of those 2 up there might actually be a trader. So I'm going to head up there and find out if it is. If it is, then we're definitely going to try and keep closer to that because it's always nice to have a trader nearby. So I'll be right back. So while I'm out here, looting and killing. I just wanted to show something real fast. So the scrap iron axe is a construction tool. The scrap pickaxe is a mining tool. So you can still raise your construction, and the cool thing is it destroys corpses in one hit. So it's a really good cleanup tool, and at the same time while you're cleaning up, you're actually getting construction. So you can't repair with it, but you can level it, so it's a good thing to have. And one more kill, and then we're done with the bows. I am really not a fan of bows. So I believe with this, we now switch to... Yes, crossbow. Okay, cool. It's daytime. I just checked our little town over there. No big buildings, so that's kind of not good. I'm going to need to crack a book at some point. Maybe even a couple. So, taking this road here, just up in the corner there is the trader where we were kind of camped out overnight. So I'm going to check across over this hill here, see if there's something else. I'm hoping to find a nearby city so that we can, start to get some of the higher level items. So I followed it all the way down to here, saw this, was hoping maybe there's something here, but it doesn't look like there's anything tall here as well. So I'm going to take the loop back around towards our actual base. But I am going to remember this because I've seen at least 3 or 4 of these potato plots and almost as many corn plots as well. So this is going to be a great place to come and get some food. And we got a bandit shooting. So yeah, this will be a good place to come get some food at some point. But right now, not what I'm looking for. Alright, we had a pretty good run there. Got over 200 arrows, or feathers now, which is going to come in handy. I'm just doing some selling now before we start digging. Biggest reason for that is I need food, and quickest, easiest way is to get it from him. So figured make some profit off of our scavenging, and then we'll get to work on our actual base. Alright, so looking around, this here area appears to probably be about the flattest, so it would require the less terraforming to kind of fit everything in the way I want it to fit. So, and looking at I went back, I just found 2 wild boars, so I actually have a little bit more meat, but I still can't do anything about it. The soup and stuff I bought at the trader I just came from, I could eat it plain, but as I showed earlier, that doesn't really help you out wellness-wise. I need to get to where my advanced campfire is so that I can actually get some of the benefits from that. And looking at my recording, I'm actually already about 30 minutes or so in. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I can eat the soup. That'll give me some basic wellness for a little bit. I could even eat some yucca fruit if I want to. But I want to get where I'm going to be storing all my stuff, so when I make my trip back to that original base, I can actually bring the stuff back with me. So what I'm going to do is, the way I build my starter base, it actually has 2 parts to it. The top is a 9x9, and it's got like the little pillars in the horizontal position. So you've probably seen quite a few different people use it. But what I do is I build that directly over where I build my starter base. So I go straight down, and it actually mirrors it. So it's a 9x9 underground directly beneath that initial horde base. And that's where I put all my crafting stuff, including forges and things. So that at the early game, I can really start crafting hard without having to worry about screamers. Because I've got right above it something set up to deal with them. So that's what we're planning on doing. I don't know if I'm going to get to the outside of it this episode. What I really want to do is I want to dig down, dig it out, and then be able to at least have a spot to put my my stuff that I bring back from over there. Additionally, instead of going straight back over, I have an airdrop that I marked here, and I want to continue following this road. I still want to find a larger city, and I know there's got to be, doesn't have to be, but I assume that there's something nearby. So I'm probably going to kind of work my way over there. See, think when I was up here looking down, there was a city down here, so I'm hoping that I can find that. I do want to check out the trader as well, so a few different things. So first off, though, actually, what do I got for ladders? That's going to be the... Oh, I got plenty. Alright, so how many of these can I make? 630, I don't need that much, so I'm just going to do 150. And then for ladders... Okay, nice. So I'm doing 150 by 4. Let's just do 25. I don't go all the way to bedrock. I know some people do, and I'm not trying to like completely hide my base. So it's just convenient to have the multiple levels. So let's see. I'm not trying to line it up with anything. So I'm just looking for a spot where I'm kind of in almost like a divot, so that the outside is going to be fairly level, and that's about the best I can see. There's lots of rolling hills in here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So I love building in the desert because it's 2 hits to kill even at the low level stuff, and as my mining goes up, this is going to start to pick up and go faster. And I am using some of my stamina. It's not free, but again, I'm still very low level, and actually thought I heard something. I'm trying to get myself safe up top before I start digging down so I don't have anything falling on top of my head. We'll end up putting in a little security up here. I'm going to end up needing a little bit more dug out, but this will do for now. And I'm going to dig, this is my tunnel. I have seen a lot of people build like the tunnels where they just put they dig a hole straight down and put the ladders in the wall, and it's got that little V shape, and I can't do that. It's aesthetically, no. So actually I should probably put those in before I dig that last one, even though I think the outside ones just keep from falling. But whenever you deal with structural integrity in this game, it's always best to err on the side of caution. That's not what I was trying to do. Alright, there we go. I thought that was another one right there. Alright, so I'm going to run over to this little house real fast, grab a couple more things, then I'll come right back. Alright, so we're back, and here's what we picked up. Let me dig one more down, put my cover on. Alright, there we go. So this is going to keep anything from dropping down on me. So what I did is I have my beer, so until I get my mining up a few levels, this is actually going to help me to continue digging. And I could have put in the structural Tyrannosaurus, and I don't know if that would have been enough to keep me from doing so. I probably still would have needed the beer, but this I think should do me well. I brought in some canned soups and chicken, even though I can't make the actual things, but I want to get down to at least where I'm going to make my initial base here. So this and some yucca fruit is going to keep me tied off until I get to my other base. So, like I said, I'm going to dig down here about 20-25 levels, and as I dig, I'm putting in the walls. So this it takes a little bit longer than just digging a straight hole down, but the two things it's going to give me is it's going to, first off, give me a aesthetically pleasing looking tunnel down, and second off, it's leveling me up. So I'm getting mining. I'm also getting sand and stone, which is going to come in handy for the next part of the base above, which I need a lot of stone to combine with some clam getting. So I don't mind doing this little bit extra work as I go down. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here till I get down to the base of where I'm going to start working down here, and then I'll come back in with a quick little update there. Alright, so our tunnel down is complete. Now the 9x9 is going to be centered around this so that it's centered around it as well as the top. At one point I used to have the ladder on one of the walls, but it took away from one of the 4 cardinal directions I could go with tunnels and do other things. So now I just kind of leave it in the middle, and it gives a little extra support too, which is good. So we're going to go basically out in each one of these 5 blocks, to make the outside wall, and then that'll leave us our internal, and then we'll go ahead and decorate this up a bit. So let me go ahead and dig all this out. As you can see, I'm already at level 10 now, which technically that should mean, let's see, when do I get that? I need that to be mining tools 10. So that shouldn't take me very long at all. I'll get the miner 69 or 2. But being as I am level 10, I could actually make a better scrap tools now. And I still do need primitive 3, so I can do another comparison after that. As you can see, my skill points goes up pretty quick. And I actually did a couple quests too. I found a couple of the quest items, the wallet and something else. So pretty quick to go up there. And level 10 in day 5 isn't bad either. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to craft me another. Did I bring... I don't. I need to go get some twine. So I'm going to craft me a 150 shovel. That should help me even do this a little bit quicker. And now that also we're underground, I can actually do this at night as well, which is going to come in handy. So yeah, I'm going to grab that, and I will be back in a sec. Alright, so just wanted to show this again. So again, like I said, a lot of people have been skipping the scrap tools. And that's because at level 1 and 2, there's not a big difference between them. So to show in here right now, so they're both now at level 3. And if you look at them now, so here's, well, we'll go here. So our stone axe first. So this is a 150 stone axe, max I can create at level 3. It's going to give me a block damage of 32. Then I come over to my scrap iron, and we already are up to a block damage of 41 and a half. And if you want to just compare axe to axe, so you're 32.71 for the stone, and the scrap is 37.89. So as you get a few more levels, once we get to iron, that'll blow them both out. But just sticking with wood all the way up until you can get iron, honestly, it's just hampering you. It's taking away your ability. And another thing I see a lot is people making choices based off of how much resource they get from a thing. And be like, well, I get 1 extra iron per boulder when I use this weapon or something like that. And granted, that may be the case. But if you go by speed, like if I can get more boulders done in an hour, twice as many boulders done in an hour, then who actually wins on that? Because I would say that the amount of resources I get in total is what I'm looking at, not how many I get per swing or whatever that. So if I've got something that's faster, I'm always going to go with that, because the net gain for me is I'm going to get more resources just because I can do more. So again, I just kind of just showing how that this comparison, it quickly skews towards the scrap. So don't be afraid to use scrap tools. They were put in there as the in-between between your primitive and your iron. And if you get iron quickly, that's one thing. But I think by going for it quickly, you're almost limiting yourself, because you're taking away other skills you could be putting in, or time on other things that you could be doing, like looting and stuff. So again, that's just how I play. But I just wanted to kind of show that to you guys real fast. Alright, we just hit level 10 in mining. So we're going to go and pick up another level of miner 69er, which is going to help with our stamina degradation. Show you real fast. This is important when you're doing this in the desert. Sometimes it doesn't have an issue, but other times you may end up. So once you get your roof and all your supports in, this isn't a problem. But at the beginning, I've had it to where I ended up with a big giant square with a hole, and I filled it all in. Like it was, you couldn't tell that it was there unless, you know, you went into the door, which I had left, but I knew it was there. So I kind of set up some safeties this time to prevent a cave-in, because sand isn't the most structurally integral block, and knowing how to work with it is good. But as you can see, we're already approaching level 11 now. Again, mining, in my mind, is the quickest way. If you play in vanilla, you'll understand that the auger is like the most insane way to level up. It's a little bit different in Ravenhearst, because the auger works off the science, or electric tool, sorry, as opposed to mining. So it's a whole different skill to level up. So when you finally get that auger, you're starting back over at basically scratch. And if you get one, it's a good, you might as well do that. But it kind of becomes a decision on whether you want to level mining or level electrical tools. And if that's all you're going to use is the auger, then I would suggest just going with the electrical tools. But I kind of like the old-fashioned work here, digging out with a shovel. The auger is good, but like I said, it's heavily dependent on whether you can find one or not. So I'm gonna continue working with this here. Said I'm just moving right along. It's only a matter of time before I can get to where I can one hit, with max stamina and higher level tools, which is good. So anyways, I will be back once I've got the rest of this hollowed out now. All right, so this is about as far as I was able to get. I am almost out of wood. I have the one beer left, but I actually went ahead and I put in a couple points into this. I lost a wellness point from the beer, and I kind of had forgotten that was a thing. So it ended up being kind of a 10 points that I could put in other things, but getting this done was important as well. So the good thing is it's only 4:30 on day 6. So I started this last night around, just before dark. So in basically one night, I've gotten this done. And just this tunnel, just this cavity here, gave me, I now have almost 4,000 stone, almost 8,000 crushed sand. My mining is now level 15. My experience is almost 12, which had started at 9 something when we first started digging this. So I gained like 2 levels, a bunch of mining, also gained another level in construction, and yeah, that to me, this is why the desert is such a good early game. Quick to kind of show you what we're planning on doing here. I'm gonna, get some wood so I can upgrade these blocks all to solid. You can see that we have a spot for a tunnel going each one of these ways. In some of these, we're going to put in a plate on the side here to make this a 3 wide with a arch here going in. That's kind of a larger. I like the bigger tunnels, but for now this will do. These recesses are for workstations. Coming down the ladder, my main one's going to be here, so my advanced workbench will go there. Chem lab will go over here. My main crafting items here, and medical and food over here. So just kind of everything right here with like food prep and stuff. It's kind of the way I normally do it. It's comfortable. I know where it's at. And then once we get the storage boxes, I actually replace these top wood frames too. So on the sides here, it'll go all the way across. So it'll be 2 completely lengthwise groups, and that's where most of my other stuff's going to go, building materials and things like that. But yeah, so kind of getting a feel for this. But we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I do need to do some farming off camera, basically wood. I also need to hit up some clay so that I can take this stone that we just got and turn it into our cobblestone, and we can actually start above ground as well and continue to actually raise our construction skill there as well. So also, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go back and get some materials here. I do need to make some food. I went through those canned items I have at this meet, so I'm going to go back and make some food. But what I'll do is I'll stop by, pick up this airdrop, and I'll kind of put that at the end of the episode so you can kind of see what we picked up from the airdrop. And then when we come back, we'll be ready to hit up and really get to work on this base. I'd like to do, get this done before day 7 so that day 7 I can spend doing a little bit more looting. And if I have a little more time, I might even try to see what's up in here, see if I can actually find out if there is a city or not. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Alright, so this was the other town that I saw from ours, and that's what we got coming up over here. So as of yet, no very large towns. I did hit the airdrop. I thought I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. But all I got was the double barrel shotgun stock, and ammo box. It wasn't very big. I did find a few animals along the way, so I've upped my meat now, so I have 45 raw meat, and I see another one there. I don't know if I can pick him up or not. Yep, but I already got company now. So, yep, disappointment. I'm going to have to keep trying to see if I can find something. I need, at minimum, I want to find a Crack-a-book, but, yeah, some of the bigger cities, but we will find them eventually.